so I want to talk about this nepotism debate or discussion that's been happening because some of the Nepo babies, the parents of Nepo babies, they're mad. I'm like, why are y'all mad? Y'all are rich. Y'all are working. I mean, if y'all want to. And half of y'all don't even need to walk into auditions. So let's get into it.
Blow me, I ain't the only, you so lonely, insecure, they don't control me. I ain't the only, press the hole and worship me.
So if you are not aware, New York Magazine came out with this feature on December 19th, I think it was. As you can see here, she has her mother's eyes and agent, and that shit was so, that was shady, and I live for it. Extremely overanalyzing Hollywood's nepotism baby boom. Now, before we go further, just so we have a solid framework, let's define nepotism. Nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. I'm sure we all know what Nepo babies are. They went through different celebrities and say, hey girl, if you're wondering why this person's famous or this person's been in a lot of like shit, it seemed like they popped out of nowhere. Guess who their father was? Guess who their mother is? They went through a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these movie stars, a lot of these entertainers, and just said, hey, guess what? Just in case you did not know, this person had famous parents, they had parents that were in the industry, so they were easily able to get their asses through the door, right? Now, as you can imagine, a lot of celebrities, some of the people who are mentioned, some of the parents, family members of people who are mentioned in this Nepo baby spread, they were pissed off. And I'm gonna get into some of the responses, like Tom Hanks, Jamie Lee Curtis, whatever. We're gonna talk about it, but I just don't understand why they're so pissed. If I was a Nepo baby or something like that, I would let y'all talk. I'm finna make my money and sit my ass down. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. That's like with, what's his face? I remember seeing something, y'all can correct me, but I think that John David Washington, I don't know if it's people that were trying to imply this or he was trying to imply this, but either way, the idea was that John David Washington got to where he is solely based off of his talent. And it's just like, girl, it's okay if you did it. It's okay if you did it. Me personally, I would not hide that fact, bitch. I would be like, bitch, Denzel Washington is my goddamn daddy and I want that role, so what's that? You know what I mean? I think it's just about what you do with the power that you have in these industries, right? To pretend that you don't have the power or pretend that you don't have the name to get you through these doors is so foolish because everybody knows, because no shade, that's why half of the Nepo babies are in the position that they're in the first place. So we already know it. So you walking around here acting like you don't know that shit is so weird to me. I think, like I said, it's about what you do with the power, how you acknowledge it, how you help other people get through the doors. Like, that's it. Like, why make it more complicated than it is? So the quotes and stuff that I'm reading will be coming from Variety, but Tom Hanks was talking to the Sun when he said, look, and he was responding to this whole nepotism thing. And I'm just like, girl, Tom Hanks, Chet Hanks, y'all see when Chet Hanks' mama went up there and started rapping? Okay, all right. So Tom Hanks responded to this whole like nepotism debate by saying this, look, this is a family business. He said, this is what we've been doing forever. It's what all of our kids grew up in. If we, this is the kick, this was funny to me, because he said, if we were a plumbing supply business or if we ran the florist shop down the street, the whole family would be putting in time at some point, even if it was just inventory at the end of the year. And I'm just like, but y'all are not running florist shops. Y'all are not doing plumbing, girl. Y'all are sitting on top of the American entertainment industry. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He said the thing that doesn't change no matter what happens, no matter what your last name is whether it works out or not. And see, that's the thing. It's just like, your last name definitely affects your family name, your family being in the industry, your family being able to open certain doors in the industry is a very important factor to consider. He said that's the issue anytime any of us go off and try to tell a fresh story or create something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Doesn't matter what our last names are, we have to do the work in order to make that a true and authentic experience for the audience. And it's just like, no shade, but there's so many talented people in the industry who don't even get the opportunity to tell a fresh story or go off and tell a fresh story. They have to struggle so hard. So many people have to struggle so hard to prove themselves to even be able to take a risk like that in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So you're talking about, oh, it's a risk for us to try different things. But certain people who don't have these kinds of opportunities do not even get to be at the starting line that you already was born at. No shade, like these people already born at that we're talking about. So I think a lot of people automatically assume that we're saying that all Nepo babies don't have no talent. And it's a lot of Nepo babies that have zero talent. Like, let's be real, it's a lot of Nepo babies that have zero talent, but it's a lot that do. And it's a lot that have no work ethic, and it's a lot that have a lot of work. But those facts do not eliminate the fact that your ass was also a Nepo baby. Like I said, I think it's what you do with what you have and how you acknowledge what you have, right? Kate Hudson said, the nepotism thing, I really don't care. And honestly, if I was a Nepo baby, I just be like, bitch, I don't care. Like, what do you mean? Like, bitch, if your mama was Oprah, you're not gonna sit up here and tell me like, oh girl, you know, I just got here off the, you know, hard work and my talent. Yes, you are hardworking and you're talented. But if your mama was Oprah, you're gonna have to get out my fucking bed. Like, come on now. Come on. Kate Hudson said, I actually think there are other industries where it's a more common thing, basically. Maybe modeling. I see it in business way more than I see it in Hollywood. Sometimes I've been in business meetings where I'm like, wait, whose child is this? Like, this person knows nothing. I don't care where you come from or what your relationship to the business is. If you work hard and you kill it, it doesn't matter. There are plenty of people who work hard and kill it and are very talented, especially if you're a minority, if you're a part of a minority group. Like, oh my God. The same kinds of opportunities are not afforded to them. And it's just so much harder for them to get through the door, no matter how talented they are. That's just how it is. That's how many industries are, right? I mean, if you could take one big glance at politics, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis said this on Instagram. I'm just gonna read some of it. She said, I've been a professional actress since I was 19 years old, so that makes me an OG Nepo baby. I've never understood, nor will I, what qualities got me hired that day. But since my first 2 lines on Quincy as a contract player at Universal Studios to this last spectacular creative year, some 44 years later, there's not a day in my professional life that goes by without my being reminded that I am the daughter of movie stars. The current conversation about Nepo babies is just designed to try and diminish and denigrate and hurt. And I'm glad she announced that she thinks that about this conversation, because people really think that the conversation is like we're trying to hurt people. When we're pointing out, oh girl, this is the way that the industry works. That's all we're saying. And there are a lot of people who get up here pretending that, and if you're not one of them, that's cool, but there are a lot of people who get up here pretending that they got to certain places based off of their talent and hard work alone, and that's just not true. It's not real, because if we actually lived in a meritocracy, if the industries across the board, like I said, politics, it don't matter, business in general, Hollywood, entertainment, music industry, like if all that shit was a meritocracy, we wouldn't see some of these whack ass motherfuckers on top of the world. Like, let's just be let's be real about that shit, right? It's not just this conversation, in my opinion, is not designed to hurt, beat up on anybody, because, like, first of all, what we gonna do? What we gonna do to y'all, like, for real? That's the first thing. But the second thing is, like, I think, in my opinion, it's designed to encourage people who have talent, have a lot of passion, are able to work hard, but see other people reaching certain places that they feel like they can. It's designed to be like, hey, you know, you are hardworking, you are talented, maybe you just ain't got the name to that got that other person in that door. Like, don't give up on your art or give up on your shit just because you see certain people getting through certain roadblocks, obstacles that it's not as easy for you to do because you don't have that last name that they do. Like, that's what I think this conversation is designed to do, and designed to point out that, like I said before, this shit is not a meritocracy. It's just not. It's just not. And people who try to pretend or act like, oh my God, like you're gonna be okay. You're gonna walk into the audition and not have to audition. You're gonna be alright. She went on to say, it's curious how we immediately make assumptions and snide remarks that someone related to someone else who is famous in their field for their art would somehow have no talent whatsoever. And it's just like, that's not what we're saying. Some of y'all don't have no talent. That is true. That is very true. Some of y'all have no talent, but some do. Some have a lot of talent, right? I have suited up and shown up for all different kinds of work with thousands of people, and every day I've tried to bring integrity and professionalism and love and community and art to my work. And it's just like, yes, we love that. So happy that you're able to do that. But it's just like, you cannot be catapulted into something due to your parents' fame, position, industry, roles or whatever, and be crying like, oh my God, I'm working hard. It's just like, yeah, you have the ability. Someone wants to work hard. Someone who don't have your last name, someone who don't have your family connection, someone who don't have your friend connection, whatever, wants to work hard in this industry, in this role, in this position, in this field, but they cannot get through the goddamn door. And I think that is worth acknowledging. I think that is worth talking about, you know? So tell me what you think about this entire conversation. These girls are mad, like they're upset. Tell me what you think about this conversation. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you check my description box for my other channel, Avatar Adrian, and also for my podcast, which you can find on patreon.com/AdrianExpression. Love y'all so much, and I will check y'all out later. Don't play with me.